Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the channel. This is your captain speaking, and we have a very fun, exciting Captain's Log right now. Captain's Log, Episode 8. Winner of Champions, Thoughts, Slings and Arrows, Hamlet, and Macbeth. So, out of the gate, first, before anything, so I don't forget, let me do a little shout out to our patrons. We have Romantic, Greg's, Lasinski, 619 Sports, Chick Charney, O-Town, Shy Guy for Smash. And thank you guys for being the Crockpots, Captain Crockpots. Incredible support. So, winner of champions. We both lost at the same time, but it felt like you finished later because you did.
Yeah.
It felt like you had more of a shot maybe than I did. You started out hot.
I started out hot.
And I just sort of puttered along into
third place.
Yeah, third place. That's right.
Right. You had kind of some unfortunate... We both had a little bit of unfortunate luck.
Yeah.
But it also just kind of exposed gaps in our game. For me, it definitely exposed gaps in my game.
Yes.
But, yeah, you had a little bit of a disadvantage because you had one fewer person in your group.
Right.
Which is a disadvantage, I think.
It is.
Fewer people you need to beat, but it's also fewer chances to get the dubs necessary.
Yeah, so it's easier to blow. It's easier. It's hard to come back from a mistake.
Yeah.
So I made a mistake. I made two mistakes that were huge. One, I was the only person to lose to one of the players, which is a big mistake. I lost one match or one game of the two to one player. No one else lost to that player. And then my other mistake was losing 2 games, getting 2-0'd against someone else. So, and because of those, I lost in... I'm not sure if it was tiebreak or what. I don't know. Maybe it's just been wins and losses. I don't remember exactly what it looked like at the end.
Yeah.
I needed the last person to win their games, and they didn't win it. And then, so I didn't make it.
Yeah. So me, there were, I guess, two mistakes, sort of 3, 2.5 mistakes.
Okay.
Mistake number 1, just not being familiar with Tomoe.
You played against Tomoe?
I played against Tomoe.
Oh, I'm. You know what? Hats off to that person, whoever did it.
Yeah, no, seriously, great player, phenomenal game, very solid player. But it was very, very close towards the end.
Who are you?
Moon Knight.
Okay.
First, I'm just kind of I'm just more unfamiliar. Not necessarily with. I kind of know what Tomoe's deck is, but I don't know what her good maps are. I don't really know.
Yeah. Oh,
it's hard for me to remember her.
As soon as you told me what you played on, I was just like,
yeah.
Like, dude, that is her best map.
So we played on Soho.
Guys, that is her best map.
And I honestly don't know. I don't know if the outcome would have been any different, but I ended up losing 2-0, 2 health to 0 health, and I was Moon Knight, who's like one of my main go-to guys who I'm very familiar with Moon Knight. And I feel like I played well. There's just a couple things about the matchup that I didn't know. One is just don't give Tomoe Soho, and Soho is very good for her. I was able to avoid a lot of her damage as Khonshu and Moon Knight.
Right.
But even so, just the other thing is too, I missed out on one of the that's the part I likes, which also was crucial. That would have won me the game if I had landed that. He was able to. No, so he. Props to him, I guess. I should have probably. I don't know because defended with it as Mr. Knight.
Right.
Because Tomoe
besides the 7s, it'll be a 4.
Exactly.
So you attacked with it, and he threw the 3 that turns into a 5.
Yes, into Khonshu. Okay, so it was perfect, the full block, and I should have probably recognized that as that could happen. But also, that's the only thing that he has that blocks that, other than a feint that blocks that. Other than a feint, which I'm fine with the three damage trade there. Not getting the card versus 3 damage is fine. I'm okay with that. So That was really the one mistake, was just not knowing Tomoe and understanding what her maps were.
Okay.
The second one was honestly not. It's a little bit of a mistake. I got matchup checked kind of I had Chad in my group, which is rough, but
it is rough. That's tough.
I got kind of matchup checked by Chad. I had to play. It was a crazy draft, and we didn't. I don't know why we didn't stream the draft. I can't remember, but we went like probably 6 rounds in the draft at least.
Mm-hmm.
We ended up with fighters that I just hadn't played in a long time, or
that sunk me 2 tournaments ago.
Yeah, it was crazy. Chad and I drafted so similarly, which I take as a compliment.
Sure.
And it was awesome. There's a lot of respect between the two of us, like, and he recognized also, I think, the fact that like I ended up having to play Widow into She-Hulk, which is really bad, and then having to play T-Rex, which I went T-Rex just because I needed to win one. I needed to win one game there because I lost that to Moe Moon Knight one.
Right.
I needed to win one game, and I ended up playing Genie, or against Chad's Genie.
Yeah.
And
on Hanging Gardens.
On Hanging Gardens. That's the other mistake, is I gave Genie Hanging Gardens.
And you gave him... from what I saw, that's the only matchup I watched. I didn't watch the first one of yours.
It was essentially full advantage.
Yeah.
Genie loved that.
Well, and you didn't... There were some things... Positional mistakes. Those, as far as playing goes, there were positional mistakes that you made.
Because I felt myself getting destroyed, and it was very disheartening.
I felt you were going fast.
Mm-hmm.
So when I played against Zero in the Team League 2 seasons ago, I was there was so much conflict that because I wanted to, like, playing against someone like that of that caliber, you're like, okay, well, I don't want to be I don't want to be embarrassed on national television.
Yeah.
2, I don't want to, like, he knows everything.
Right.
There was such a desire to go faster than I actually wanted to play, and so I had to fight that the whole time. I was like, okay, I'm gonna go slow. Even when he was like, all right, it's game over, you won, I was like, hold your horses, let me count this thing. And like I sat there for like a minute because I had the timer going, but I used my time. I won the game because I took my time.
Yeah.
I played against him multiple times though, and I lost every other game besides that one, I think. Maybe one other. So, because every other one's like, I want to go fast, I want to do this, I'm not thinking through everything because of that pressure. And I bet that had a factor. From watching it, you went way faster than I think you should have, which is something that we both do. Sometimes.
Yeah, I did go fast. Now, to be fair, T-Rex's decisions are pretty...
Positioning is mostly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, no, there's positioning errors that I made. First of all, I shouldn't have gone Hanging Gardens. I should have probably gone Rex Paddock.
Yeah, too good for range.
Too good for range.
Especially move through range, yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, like, I didn't pick Genie, and I love playing Genie, and we were at a level, we were that deep in the draft where I honestly should have probably picked Genie because...
Who'd you pick instead at that point, do you know?
I probably picked... I think Ghost Rider. I kind of went Ghost Rider because he had Yanenga, and he had... I do think Ghost Rider into She-Hulk is interesting. It doesn't... I mean, I think that's... I've never run it, but it seems not terrible. She-Hulk is just tough, though. He grabbed She-Hulk, and that I didn't expect him. Other than that, though, we drafted very, very similar fighters.
Okay. Was there any world where you actually played
Actually, no, we banned out Yanenga. He didn't have Yanenga. No, we banned out Yanenga. Any world where I actually play Ghost Rider? Probably, yeah. I mean, I do think, like, I like playing Ghost Rider. I just never play him. And he has... His matchup spread is pretty solid.
Oh, Zero's watching.
Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, Zero. I beat you. That one time years ago.
And the other thing too
I'll never
is
forget it.
I didn't want to bring it up, but like I really wanted to like play well against Chad and have a good time playing with Chad.
You had a good time. You were you were nice. You gave him some things that I would in that level of game.
Yeah, his first turn.
Man, you know what? You missed your ability.
It would have been different.
Screw you.
His
we're
first
done.
turn, I let him take ability even after he's.
That was a gentleman play. Sure.
Which like, it is what it is. I don't regret doing that.
Good.
Good. And I made some mistakes, and honestly, I do think like that's what I love about Genie is he can play like a normal, like solid fundamental game, or like no one can out aggro the Genie. No one.
Mm-hmm.
No one can keep the pace that he can for the entire game.
Yeah.
So, and then honestly, that's the way you beat the Raptors and T-Rex.
Yep.
Is if you can out aggro them, you just win. And that's what happened basically is, and the other thing too is it was a little unfortunate. I didn't get my 1 value defense, which is a terrible card normally for the T-Rex.
Right, but it's actually sort of key in this one.
All I got to do is boost for 2, and then I get my defense back, and so I can defend everything with the Genie throws if I want to.
Right.
And then I just got to attack. But I think the other thing is that if I just to go and attack, it feels so bad to do that against Genie because I know he's going to play prisoners or wishing for more wishes.
Yep. Or drop a wish the next turn
and then punish me. Or drop a wish and then just draw 5, set his value, and then he set his values to 4.
How many commandings did you get off? Because those are pretty key in that matchup. 1? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, maybe 2, but I think only 1, which is also really unfortunate. And he had some great interactions where he played a lamp into my 50,000 pounds of muscle or something like that. Not 50,000, 2,000 pounds of muscle or something like that. Where he basically, I took 2 damage and he healed 1 in that interaction, which is really good for Genie. So, but yeah, so that was it. And then the 2.5, I guess. Well, I don't know if it was. I mean, that's really it. That's really 1.5 mistakes. Is just not knowing.
Yeah.
Not remembering matchup stuff, and not being as familiar. So I think that's to sum up, and then you can go.
Yeah.
The biggest thing I took away from this was just I need to play a wider variety.
Mm-hmm.
We get so set in our ways, especially when every single draft, every practice draft that we've done has gone pretty much the same way.
Well, and unfortunately, we play at least 50% of our games against each other.
Also that.
I would assume.
Oh, way more than that for me.
You think so? Okay, so, and because of that, we just, like, we sort of get set in our ways, like you were saying. We're always playing against the same opponent.
I mean, I play against Shy a good amount. I play against my
Right, but 50% of your games though being against the same player, it's gonna give you some tendencies. It's gonna change the way you view certain players and view certain heroes. Your tier list is gonna be like very similar.
Yeah,
that kind of stuff.
One thing I don't regret is not picking She-Hulk, actually.
Okay.
I mean,
on the principle of
not just out of principle, but I do think that you can counterplay her.
She got a lot of people through the group stage.
No, she did.
I think so.
She
also lost a lot of people in group stage.
Yeah, a good She-Hulk player will do very well at maintaining, at forcing initiative.
Mm-hmm.
But basically, if you force initiative on She-Hulk at some point, you just win. Like,
if you can, yeah.
If you can, and I think it's possible. But there are a lot of fighters you can do that with.
Mm-hmm.
And playing around her ability. Really, just play around her ability and force initiative, and you should be like that. That's really my game plan, and so I feel comfortable typically fighting She-Hulk, and even too like we played a She-Hulk versus Widow game later at some point. You and I did, I think, afterwards.
Yeah. Just
for fun.
And I smoked you, right?
Yeah. But
we talked about how it could have gone differently.
Yeah, I think there's a world where Widow wins that. But that's a tough one, man. Like taking any ability damage is just,
especially the way I play She-Hulk, which is like, if I think that I'm going to win the game in fatigue, there is nothing that will make me come at you.
Yeah.
I will sit there the entire game.
Yeah.
And then when you walk in, I will throw the biggest thing I have at you.
Yeah.
Maybe walk away. Maybe I'll never attack you.
Well, that's how you win.
I don't need to.
That's how you win against Black Widow too. Is throw the biggest things you have.
You got 13 health.
Got 13 health. That's all I got.
I will crush you.
So
Zero said that he was rooting for you to win
with Widow game.
Against Chad.
Against Chad.
In fact, he said that both Chad and him were wanting you to win that second game because they wanted you to advance.
I know, dude. I really wanted to, and we had that discussion too.
Chad didn't show that very well in the way that he played.
Yeah, man. Oh man, no. I do think that if I had just been a little bit more comfortable and remembered T-Rex's win con, which is just get in there and murder people.
Yeah.
If I had started also with Rex, I think if I had gone Rex Paddock, that game looks very different. So where Chad he can't apply like consistent pressure from the word go.
Right.
I think the game looks very different. But
so my winner champions. My winner champions.
Yeah.
I think I've already talked about it. I think I talked about it last week. The problem that I had, just placements, assignments. That's where I lack. So, assignment needed to improve for sure in my matchups. I had one that was like I literally knew in my heart. I was like, he is sending Luke. This is the one I got 2-0'd. He is sending Luke to my advantage.
Yeah.
I had Medusa. Put Medusa there. So, like, afterwards it made so much sense. When I was playing, I was like, oh, but what about this? No, you put Medusa there. That's my best shot to win. Yeah. So just knowing who was my best fighter to go where. And then I could have sent Jill up top. I think I would have actually won both games if I'd done that. And I ended up getting 2-0'd instead. So, more experience, more games. We need to play more. Which is, I want to play more.
I do too.
Like it's life. Exactly, life. Tonight. Okay, so that's my winner champions. Will you play again?
Yeah, absolutely.
Next year, try to?
Yeah, I do think that I just... and we talked about it also, I play like 60% worse when I'm on stream.
You are the worst player I've ever seen on camera.
Yeah. So, I think I just need to, we're going to keep doing this.
Yeah.
And
you actually, I think you definitely 3-0'd me at one point in one of our little tourneys. You 3-0'd me probably twice, actually, off camera.
Yeah.
Like when we did we played 9 games up there on the counter. You won a chunk of those.
I won
day.
6 or 7.
Yeah,
that day.
you beasted it. But we weren't filming. If we were filming, I would have 9-0'd you for sure.
Right, 100%. And there was I know on stream I did 3-0 you one time.
Let's not talk about that.
But it also, I just need to get more comfortable. I just need to take a breath, remember what I need to do, and use more time on my clock. Really, I think that's
use the clock. Yeah, just
clock.
Slow it down. Yeah.
I started playing chess. Side note, I started playing chess on the side as well because I think that's really going to improve my game as far as just understanding win con, and playing what you have in your hand versus what you know is coming. It's chess. I mean, at that point, if you're disregarding what is, if you take what you have on the board at face value and what you have in your hand, it's chess essentially. Other than you don't know what they have, but you know what they could potentially do. Just like in chess, there's two moves, maybe 3 moves optional that are optional at one point. So, so I think that's gonna help as well.
Okay, let's have that be the last time that we ever talk about chess. I'm kidding.
Don't you disrespect chess?
I won't disrespect chess. Chess is the classic. Okay, chess has a place.
Yeah,
that's it. So. I had another thought. Okay, so Winner of Champions format.
Oh, dude, perfect.
Love the format, right?
Perfect. Yeah, I love it. I almost prefer it to Ban Quest now because you can ban out more fighters.
Mm-hmm.
So
You can get deeper. That's the fun of it.
you can get deeper in Arsenal. So that's it's fun. It requires, I think, also greater skill. It requires greater knowledge of the game because of that.
I want Band Quest. So I want a third format. I like this format. I like Band Quest.
I love
They
Band
both
Quest, too.
are good.
Yeah.
I want a third format that is Band Quest with Arsenal drafting.
Oh, you Arsenal draft and then play a conquest essentially.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
That would be the best format in my opinion, because the draft of Arsenal is superior.
The assigning of Arsenal is hard.
The assigning of Arsenal, right? I like the way of
Winning with all your fighters.
you have to win with all your fighters, right? I don't want to just play one match and then we're done with those. I like it. Okay, you have to win with all your fighters, exactly. And I think that would be the juiciest format. We would of course call that the Crockpot potentially, or Captain, maybe Captain Crockpot. But that would be the format. Name doesn't have to be that way.
It's interesting though. I do like Arsenal. I love the way that you're not actually picking from. You don't know exactly who you're playing, because there's the unknown factor of, all right, we picked 5, which is great. It allows you to go deeper in a draft, and that one extra fighter that you have to draft is huge.
Mm-hmm.
You get one solid band, but then after that, you have no idea who they're playing. They could totally pass on 2 of their fighters. Whereas with Band Quest, at the end of it, you only have one unknown, essentially, which is who are they self-banning.
Which is great. That's a great part of it. And if you hated that, add one more pick.
I don't hate it, but I just...
Add one more pick. If that's a problem, add one more pick.
Well, you play all your fighters, is the problem.
Well,
so you self-ban 2?
No, you just wouldn't have to. Sure, self-ban 2 if you want. I think that's too much. I don't like that. I think you just keep it simple. Band Quest with an Arsenal draft.
Yeah.
Boom.
It's just Arsenal's just a little bit more thinky. It just is.
Summer Legends coming up.
Yep.
Are you gonna go try to get in?
Yeah, I will.
I will try. Yeah, I'm not sure the format. I'm assuming it's gonna be Band Quest again, but not sure. Okay. That was a good recap. Not sure what time it is.
9.
30-minute recap. Not bad. So, 25. Today was rough. Just a tiny recap of my day leading up. So this is my second shirt. I had to switch it right before the stream because let me check it real quick. Actually, speaking of, okay, he I finished his whole thing. Right, bedtime was done. I just sang to him. All right, I'm about to put him down. We turned off the lights. We turned on the sound machine. Sang to him. Prayed with him. All right, it's like I'm about to lower him in, and I hear like he starts to whimper. I'm like, oh, what's wrong, bud? Like, what's going on? Just pukes all over me. So much puke. And I was like, no, I wasn't mad at all. I was just like, you're sad for your kid, but
sure.
I'm like, okay, what time is it? When does the stream start? Do I have another shirt that I could put on? Of course I have another shirt. I can wear many of my shirts. So yeah, had to redo the whole bedtime. But it worked out. Made it here.
Yeah.
Slings and arrows.
Oh, I'm so excited, dude.
Slings and arrows.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
So, here's the deal.
Oh.
I was excited not because of the fighters. And this is what we're going to talk about.
Okay.
I was excited about Shakespeare. I'm excited about Shakespeare.
Hmm.
I took a Shakespeare class in high school.
Nerd.
I took 2 Shakespeare classes. Not a nerd. Okay. I was,
which is ironic because I'm most
right. You are the nerd. I'm not.
Definitely a nerd.
I actually, it was. Listen, if you saw what we did in there, sure, you call me a nerd for sure. But it was also really fun, super fun. I took the class because hottest teacher in the school, and no, legitimately, that's why I did it. If you're watching Miss Woods,
Miss Woods.
Back in the day, that was the class. And then all my friends were in it. We had a great time. It was so much fun. Okay, Shakespeare is actually really cool.
Yeah, it is.
What I like about Shakespeare is that when you are watching it or listening to it, whatever, you're reading through it, it's not like a passive listening game. It's not a passive listening experience, passive experience. You have to actively be listening, and like you're problem solving and using context clues to understand what the heck they're talking about, because it is so out of this world. They don't use the words we use today. It's like Shakespeare was on a different level. I love that part of it. So yeah, did Shakespeare class. I was excited about Shakespeare. Looking at I was excited about the 4 fighters. All right.
Yeah, that's
4 fighters.
Awesome.
A map. I'm hoping double-sided. I don't think it is, but we got a map coming.
Yeah.
And $40, 4 fighters.
That's amazing.
What's it called when they're royalty-free,
non-IP?
Non-IP, yeah. Basically, I was excited about that. Looking at the public domain. Thank you. That's what it is. Looking at the fighters, though, I was like, I'm not excited about the fighters. I was excited about. I'm walking through my journey. So I'm excited about Shakespeare.
Okay.
I don't know Hamlet.
Yeah.
I don't know Macbeth or the Wayward sisters who are from Macbeth.
Yeah.
And I don't know
Titania.
Queen Titania, I think it is.
Yeah.
Who is from A Midsummer Night's Dream. Midsummer Night's Dream is a play I did in high school, so I was like, okay, that's interesting. I don't remember it at all.
Yeah.
And the other stuff I didn't remember. So I set on a quest to learn the things. But first off, your initial excitement, not excitement. How did you feel with the set? What are you looking forward to? Without giving anything away, because you know the cards.
Yeah.
You have seen the cards. So, what's your excitement?
So my excitement is, before I even knew what they were, I knew it was going to be a fun and thinky set.
Okay.
Because that's what Shakespeare is. It's. I mean, there are some tragedies, obviously, but in general, what Shakespeare is known for is having kind of like an absolutely crazy and fun way to just talk and interact. If you've watched any of his plays, even ones that are serious, he's so expressive with his words and the way that he writes it. It's beautiful and captivating. Julius Caesar is absolutely captivating. We went to go see it. We also went to go see Taming of the Shrew, which is hilarious, actually. Really funny. I've seen Midsummer Night's Dream as well. That one's an acid trip of a play for sure. But I was most excited because I knew the potential with doing a Shakespeare set. Right. You have so many things you could do that are fun based on the way that Shakespeare writes and also the worlds that he builds. So
now, okay, so at what point, because when we were talking about Shakespeare, I was thinking Shakespeare versus Rosie the Riveter. In my mind, that was the set. It was a set like that. I never had him with his creations.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you didn't have that either until you saw it.
No.
But you thought it was.
I mean, I've known about the set itself for several months now.
Okay.
So I knew it was going to be them, but beforehand, I only knew of Shakespeare as a character. And so I didn't know if they were going to do an entire Shakespeare-themed set.
Right.
There's a lot of potential there.
Now that we can see it, it's like
he's the only one that I heard about. So I definitely was very excited, though, I had so many ideas about Shakespeare's ability. I knew he was going to be a mini-game fighter, just from... And we both love fighters like that, like Little Red, even Alice, Jekyll and Hyde, to an extent, where you are playing this little game in the background where you're trying to line certain things up.
So in my mind, Shakespeare, because I've not seen it, so I can make all my theories. In my mind, Shakespeare is going to work like my Taylor Swift deck that I made. So the Taylor Swift deck I made for my wife is you have to line up different chords to play music. Pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
And so you're playing different chords, and if you do it in this order, then you get this thing, and if you do it in this order, then you get this thing. It's like you're making a song kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my Taylor Swift deck. It works well, actually, really cool thematic. I've never played it, but it from my
In theory.
So I'm guessing it's something like that, because I know he used to do something with like iambic pentameter or something. I'm not sure how it works. I don't know. I have no idea. I have no idea, actually. And you can't say anything, so don't say anything.
Yeah.
So okay, so excited about the deck.
Mm-hmm.
Excited about the sets. So now, what I want to do is this. So we're going to talk about two specifically. We're going to talk about Hamlet and the Wayward Sisters, because I watched the movie. I watched the 1948 Hamlet yesterday, and I watched a newer Macbeth.
There is a new version of Macbeth.
Not the Denzel one, but the one with Michael Fassbender. So I watched those two, and it's interesting. So, by the way, spoilers. If you want to not have Hamlet or Macbeth spoiled, then thank you guys for watching. We'll see you later. I'm going to spoil them. What I'm going to do is I'm going to walk us through the plot, and then
based on that, speculate.
And then we're going to talk about, okay, well, how's this going to work as a fighter?
Okay.
So Hamlet.
Yeah.
I did not think that Hamlet did the things he does in the movie or in the play. I'm going to talk about the movie because that's what I watched.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 1948, really good version. You should watch it. It is the play, okay? They are talking. It is the play. It's the screenplay. It's the screenwriter, however you want to call it. So Hamlet, his dad dies, okay? Mr. Hamlet, Little Hamlet. That's the main character, Little Hamlet, okay? He's, oh my gosh, there's so much, guys. So I'm just gonna get, we're not, no fluffing it. Okay, I'm just gonna get it to you. The dad died because, and we find this out, the brother killed him, and the brother is now sleeping with King's wife. So Little Hamlet mommy and Little Hamlet uncle got together, killed Daddy Hamlet, and then and then they got together. Little Hamlet finds
is that Oedipus?
I want to say no. I don't remember that name being used.
Okay.
Little Hamlet Daddy Hamlet ghost visits Little Hamlet. Okay, I can see that being a card for sure. Like maybe it's a scheme that says like, Daddy's here or something.
I'm watching. Sorry, 1 second. I'm gonna keep talking.
Okay, it's not gonna say that. So, but he gives them like, hey, here's what happened. You need to go. I want you to kill your uncle for me. So that's part of the whole thing is he's gonna go kill his uncle. Okay. He has a girlfriend. He loves her, but they like can't be together. Ophelia is her name. And so Little Hamlet, there's so much. The Shakespeare plays, it's like there's so much backstabbery. There's so much like the intertwining plots and stuff. It's so cool how he does it. Anyways, Little Hamlet ends up killing his girlfriend's dad because little girlfriend's dad is a little snake of a man spying on everybody. He kills him on accident because he was spying, stabs the curtain, then he's dead. And then because of that, his girlfriend goes mad, ends up killing herself. But he's gone. He doesn't know about it. Comes back home, finds out girlfriend's dead. So he's like losing it. Brother of girlfriend comes, says, I'm going to kill you. Also, he has a moment that he can kill his uncle. And he doesn't because his uncle's on his knees praying. He's like, if I kill you, I'm going to send you to heaven. I can't kill you. Like, I don't know where you stand with God. I'm going to wait till you're doing something bad. And then I'll kill you because then you won't go to heaven. Not good theology, guys.
This is Hamlet's brother that we're talking about.
No,
Uncle brother.
Hamlet's uncle. The brother. Okay. If you're saying Hamlet, Hamlet is the dad. Little Hamlet. This is Little Hamlet's uncle. That he could.
So there's two Hamlets.
There's Senior Hamlet.
Hamlet Senior.
And then there's Junior Hamlet.
And Junior is the play's about Junior.
The whole play's about Junior Hamlet, right?
Okay, so it is Junior Hamlet's uncle who is Daddy Hamlet's brother.
Correct.
And Daddy Hamlet's brother is married to Hamlet's mom?
Correct.
Okay.
Because,
that's why I thought it was Oedipus.
And he's like, what the heck? Like,
yeah.
Dad's been dead for no more than 2 months, and you guys are already together? He's like, something's fishy's here.
Yeah.
So he was on to him from the start. And so then so little Hamlet has a chance he can kill Uncle.
Yeah.
Chooses not to. He's just, there's so much going on. Okay. Brother of his girlfriend, brother of Ophelia, is mad. He comes. He's like, I'm going to avenge my dad who got murdered by this guy. And then that murder killed my sister. So he's like, I've lost everybody. I'm going to avenge them. I'm going to kill him. And Uncle's like, yeah, do that. Okay? I'm going to set up a sword fight. He'll never turn down a sword fight. He loves sword fights.
Yeah.
It'll be a legal like fencing battle.
Sure. Okay?
It'll not be a big deal. So you're going to have like little tips on the stuff. He's like, but your sword's not going to have a tip. You're going to have the actual weapon sword to kill. Huh. And he's like, I'm going to poison, the brother says, I'm going to poison the tip of my sword. And I'll use that to kill him. And then the uncle says, well, guess what? I'm going to poison the glass he's going to drink from. That way, if you end up not striking him, we'll kill him with the poison glass.
He's definitely going to die.
Okay. Yeah, he's going to die. So they set up the sword battle. He says, I'm going to do it. They start to fence. This is really, guys, watch the 1948 version. It's a really good scene. I'm amazed that they did this well in the filming of it. So they start to fence. It's tense. Rhymes, so you know it's true. So they're fencing, okay, and there's other people that are on their little corner, and he's not hitting anything because Hamlet's just too freaking good at sword fighting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he's too good. Also, let me back up because this has to do with his character in Unmatched. At some point when he was gone, when Ophelia killed herself, he it's only done in a little short letter. His boat was attacked by pirates or something. The pirates came on. He fought them off, jumped onto their boat, was fighting them. Their boat left, so then it was just him. And then he became friends with them, but he killed a bunch of them. He became friends with them, and they're like, "Hey, we'll take care of wherever you want to go." So he is a warrior.
He's a legend.
He's a legend. Okay. Yeah, very Sinbad-y kind of deal that he did there. And he's like, "Hey guys, they're going to take me back home." So that's why he came back home. Because the pirates that kidnapped him, but not because he just jumped onto the boat to fight them.
They respected his warrior
hey, listen,
prowess.
Let's just chill because your boat's over there, it's gone. Let's just work this thing out. So they did. So sword fighting, okay, sword fighting brother. While the sword fight is happening, his mom drinks the glass from the uncle. Uncle sees it. He's like, "Stop!" She's like, "No. I'm going to drink it." So she drinks it. We're not sure if she knew what she was doing or not. She drinks the glass. She dies. So then Hamlet's won the first two battles. There's three, I guess it feels like there's three fencing things they're going to do. Okay, he's won the first 3 points. Sure. Okay, he's standing there, and then the stupid brother's he throws a sucker punch, okay? And he walks up and just cuts him with the poison blade on the arm. And you're just you're so mad at this point when he does that.
What?
Yeah, he just walks up, sucker cuts him to kill him for sure.
Yeah.
And then Hamlet's like, "What the heck did you do? First off, you just cut me with your sword, which should not have an actual cutty. Yeah. So he goes at him, all right? He's like, "Okay, let's go." He starts fighting him, disarms him. His sword falls to the ground. The guy goes to get it. He steps on it, gives him his blunt sword, takes poison, stabby, and then sword fights him. And now there's actual real stakes here. Beats him, kills him. It's awesome. And then he's leaving to go find out what just happened, who did this.
Yeah.
And he's like, "It was your uncle. Your uncle did it." And Hamlet's at the top of the stairs, and he's like, he looks at his uncle, and his uncle's like, he says some cool line "have at thee" or something, right?
Yeah.
And he jumps, kills him, stabs him repeatedly, kills them both. He gets to sit on the throne. He's finally king, but he dies.
And then he dies.
It's a heck of a story.
That's so good.
So Hamlet is legit.
Mm-hmm.
And he is going to be a cool fighter in the game.
Yeah.
I think there's going to be some play with his like indecision. So that's part of the whole thing is that he was like, should I kill my uncle? Should I not kill my uncle? Should I do this? Should I not do this?
To be or not to be, right?
To be or not to be, that is the question.
That's
exactly, that's him.
Right.
So there's going to be some play with indecision. I don't know how they're going to work that mechanically.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm excited for him. So I was not excited until I watched the movie. I'm excited. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Because of time, I'm going to go to the next one.
Okay.
Do you have any thoughts on Hamlet? You've seen the deck, so you can't really say.
I can't give anything away. I don't know. What do you want?
You can't say anything.
I can't say anything? Okay.
I guess not, right? Like,
can I say you're right to be excited for Hamlet?
yeah. All right.
You're right to be excited for Hamlet.
Cool. Okay. The next one is confusing. And it's going to take the most conversation because... So I watched Macbeth. Macbeth would make sense as a character. He would be the same as Hamlet.
Which is the problem.
Which is the problem, which is why he's not. Macbeth could have had his sidekick be the wife, because the wife is evil. She is conniving. She's the one that pulls the strings. Plot. Spoiler coming for Macbeth. Here it goes.
Mm-hmm.
Macbeth is an awesome warrior guy. Okay?
Scottish king.
He's a Scottish, not king. He's a Scottish leader of his men. Okay?
Right.
He's a military commander.
Yeah.
Something. Yeah. Thane. Okay? He's a Thane or something. I'm not sure how that works. The movie starts out. First off, it starts off with the 3 witches. Okay? Act 1, Scene 1, witches. And they're coming from something. We don't know what they just did. They did a thing. And they're saying, hey, we're going to go meet this Macbeth. Macbeth shall be here at this time. Okay? So you're wondering, like, okay, what does that mean? Who knows? Macbeth wins the fight against all these guys. Okay? And he comes to... Everybody hears about it. It's this awesome victory, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And after the victory, he and his best friend go, and then they stumble upon these witches that knew he was going to be coming to this certain spot. And they're like, hey, Macbeth, you're going to be king. He's like, what? I can't be king because there's already a king. Like, you're going to be a king of this thing. And you, best friend, you are not going to be king, but your children will be king. Okay? And they're like, this is cool. This is really good news. So that's all they say. Then they walk away. And they're like, he's like, what? You know, what are you guys? Witches? What just happened? That was weird. They leave. He writes home to his wife. Says, hey, guess what? Good news. I'm going to be king, apparently. I just did this thing. I'm excited about it. He gets home. And she's like, okay, I can't stop thinking about what you just told me. Mm-hmm. We need to make this thing happen.
Make it happen.
Right. And he's like,
I've read this.
I read
this book.
Well,
actually.
Guess what? King is coming today to honor me because of my battle. Like, he is like he's the guy. He has honor. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
He's a stand-up guy. The king respects him, trusts him, loves him. So he comes. It's like opposite Gladiator. Okay? This movie is opposite Gladiator. So he comes and the queen goes, we're going to kill him. Jezebel of a woman. Okay?
Yeah.
She is a snake.
I remember this part.
So she says, okay, we're going to kill him. Here's how we're going to do it. And he's like, I don't want to do it. He's like, she's like, toughen up, sucker, like little boy. It's go time. And so she devises this plan. They end up killing the king. They kill a lot of people, okay?
Mm-hmm.
There's the whole movie, the whole play is about Macbeth.
Not Lady Macbeth. It's about Macbeth. Man
Macbeth.
Yeah.
Lady Macbeth is a big part of it. Everything evil initially is because of her.
Mm-hmm.
And then he turns into a tyrant. He starts to kill everybody because he can't trust anybody.
Right. He goes crazy.
Because
of guilt.
He goes and finds so the witches only appear 4 times in the play. This is what's weird about them being a character 1. And we'll talk about what else is weird. So he goes to them and says, like, listen, I'm freaking out. He kills his best friend, okay?
Yep.
He kills his best friend and his best friend's son so that they can't have... Well, he tries to have the best friend's son killed, but doesn't.
Yeah.
Because he wants that to not happen. Because he can't trust him. His wife dies They don't have kids, so he can't have an heir at this point.
It's a tragedy.
He's freaking out. It's definitely a tragedy.
Yeah.
So, and there's a guy that is like loyal to the king. The king's son, by the way, escapes. When he kills the king's son leaves because he's like, I'm going to be killed. And when he leaves, people think, oh, it's because he may have killed his dad. Is the whole thing. So there's another guy that's loyal to the crown, and Macbeth knows it. He feels it. So that guy, at some point, he leaves to go help out the son who left. When he does that, Macbeth kills his entire family, kills his wife, kills all of the kids, because he's scared of what's going to happen. He's scared of anybody because he starts to get so paranoid. He starts not trusting anybody. Kills everybody basically. Because of that, he starts to freak out even more. And now this guy, he hears about it. He's like, I am going to kill Macbeth. So, what he does is Macbeth goes to the witches and says, hey, I want to make sure, because you have told me at some point they mentioned this. He said, listen, no man born of woman can kill you. And then, so he wants to make sure. He comes to them and said, listen, I am invincible, like, right? Like, I can't be killed. They're like, yeah. They say, no one born of woman can kill you. And he says, I want to hear more. Give me some more stuff. And they're like, okay. Basically, they say, you will die when pigs fly. But their version of when pigs fly is, you will die when the burning trees move towards the city, the castle. He's like, well, that's not going to happen. That's not possible. And then you will die when, and then you can't be killed because no one born of woman. And there's a couple other things. Basically, he's like, all right, cool, I'm good.
Interesting.
Right. They didn't say he was good.
So he's killing all these people essentially for nothing, but just because he's paranoid. He's
paranoid, can't trust anybody. Every time you kill someone else, you have to kill someone else to come at that one. You have to kill someone else. So he's doing that. He's creating a bunch of distrust.
A murder web.
Yes. Which would be he's a very villainous character. That may be why we don't have him as a character also.
Yeah.
He might appear as a bad guy in TTA, but no, he won't.
That would be wild.
That'd be interesting.
That'd be crazy.
So the witches, that's the last time we see the witches. They don't ever attack anybody.
Okay.
So their only thing, so Macbeth, the guy ends up coming, the guy that lost his family ends up coming, fights Macbeth, kills Macbeth. It's a cool little battle, and he's like, you can't kill me because you only, no man born of a woman. He says, well, guess what? I was C-section, buddy, basically. And so that technically was like, oh, you weren't born of a woman. You came out of the chest. And so because of that little loophole, he was able to kill him. It was interesting. But the witches don't do anything. So there's two questions, right? Two theories. Basically, one, is what they did, like when they said something, did they make it happen? That's one question. Or did they say something? Are they prophesying? Do they see the future, or are they making the future happen? I can see the deck going two ways with that. And I'm so the way I picture the deck, and I want you to hear this, okay? The way
sisters?
No, the sisters, the Wayward sisters.
Okay.
The way I picture the Wayward sisters is a ranged Sherlock. So, 3 of them. I'm guessing it's going to be 3 heroes, like the Raptors. So low health pools, which means it won't be that big of a deal if they're Sherlocky. And then I'm guessing ranged. They could be melee, to be totally fine too. But we haven't seen 3 heroes ranged yet, so range would make sense. They're not going to attack with big attacks. There's in no world should they have higher than a 4 printed value attack. I'm sure they will, but they shouldn't, like thematically. I'm expecting like a lot of like situational things of like prophetic things. Like if your opponent played a blank or higher, then you cancel their card and you hit them for right. It needs to be a lot of that, like Sherlocky mind games, where you are predicting what your opponent's going to do, and the question is, did I make you play that card or not? And then also cards that make you play, like do my biddings kinds of stuff. There's definitely going to be some do my biddings in there. I can see a lot of schemes, that kind of stuff. A lot of schemes. I think it's going to be scheme heavy. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting because they only appear 4 times in the play.
Yeah.
It's very strange.
Very inactive, very like...
But they are also, they start the play, and they are the reason why everything happens.
So they're powerful.
They're powerful, they're important.
But indirectly.
Indirectly. It's an interesting...
They cause other things to happen.
So there's a lot of like studying of them and like talking about who they are and what they do.
Mm-hmm. I need to use the restroom really quick, but if you want to riff.
Oh, thanks, Andrew.
Sorry.
Dude, Andrew, I love movies, man. I actually have a list coming out, a top list of my movies coming out soon-ish. I gotta figure out how I'm gonna present it. So I have the list done. I just don't know how I'm gonna tell you guys about it. Because I don't have the graphics and stuff. But dude, guys, the movies. Watch the movies. The new Macbeth it's filmed beautifully. There are some parts in the movie where you're like, how did we get here from there? But you should watch it. It's the one with Michael Fassbender. I also hear that the Macbeth with I just lost his name. Mel Gibson. Macbeth with Mel Gibson is worth a watch. And then there's a Hamlet. Or is it the Hamlet with Mel Gibson? One of those. Whichever one has Mel Gibson in it. I heard that's good to watch. By the way, I reached out to my teacher, Miss Woods. I was like, hey, what are some movies that have these characters and stuff in them? So she gave me a pretty good list. These were not on the list, unfortunately. The Fassbender one's on YouTube. You can watch it free with ads. And then the Hamlet was on... How did I watch the Hamlet one? I think that was on Amazon Prime. But yeah, go give those a watch. You need subtitles, and if you have any questions, I don't know who you can ask, but just use context clues, because the way they talk, guys, it's actually crazy how they talk. It's very, very different. But yeah, I'm excited for the box now. I will be covering Queen Titania and Sherlock in...
Sherlock?
Yep, and Sherlock. No, not Sherlock, sorry. Shakespeare. Queen Titania and Shakespeare in our next... this.
Yeah, Captain's Log.
Captain's Log. In our next Captain's Log, we'll talk about those. But I'm going to watch some movies on the Titania, get some of that in them so I can talk about that character.
Yeah.
And then...
is Zero still in the chat?
It probably. I think so.
Well, he normally, like, I feel like normally when the pre-orders come out, he releases, like, a video that
I know.
unveils.
No one's done that yet.
So I'm wondering if maybe that's just on hold because of Winter of Champions right now. So
I wonder if Restoration's just doing something different with this set because of Winter of Champions. But I think it's just a whole different... I think they're changing their marketing plan for this set maybe specifically.
Maybe.
Because it's a set that was part of the contest. That might be why.
Yeah.
By the way, guys, there's a new channel. Historically Unmatched. It's Angel Cake's channel. Go check it out. He just covered Tomoe and Oda.
That's cool.
And I think I'm sure he'll do Shakespeare.
Oh yeah.
So he will give us a cool video on Shakespeare. Go subscribe to him. New channel, brand new.
Thank you.
Historically Unmatched.
That's awesome.
Tell him I sent you. And then yeah, it's cool. It's just a different perspective. I love having different perspectives, in channels.
Is Angel watching right now? I don't know.
I don't
He's not been.
I don't think so.
Angel, if you watch this video, please, just to spite Tater, please do one on Achilles. Long story.
Oh, that's funny.
But I speculated that Achilles was probably a real person, and that there were just myths based on him. And Tater slammed me in the chat. They were like, "There's no way Achilles is a real person."
And then someone came to your defense.
Myself. Probably.
No, there's another guy.
Was there another guy?
Yeah, there was a legend that night. He was giving us everything. He was giving us gold. Remember
I
that?
have no idea. But I later found out that the first thing that Alexander the Great did when he arrived in Turkey for his, starting his crazy conquest
was play Unmatched.
Yes. But then immediately after that, he went and visited the Shrine of Achilles and took the armor of Achilles from the shrine and then proceeded to wear it in battle as he went and, dominated.
Is that
Asia.
real?
Real.
That's awesome.
He went to the site of Troy, is what it says in history. So, get Rectator, and you should definitely do that, because that Achilles' whole story sets the stage for Alexander the Great, who is one of the most interesting people in all of history. And they should also 100% do an AG unmatched character. Yeah, like, be awesome. But, sorry, sidetrack.
Yeah.
Really cool.
Yeah.
I'm working. I already have one in the works, but like.
Cool.
Yeah.
I feel like it would just be too similar to so many other sets to fighters. They could do it. Like, if they run out of other ideas, sure. Go through all the war people.
What makes him so crazy?
Well, we don't have time.
We don't have time?
No, heck no. Because we gotta wrap this thing up. There's no way you could do it in
I'll give you one.
You have 3 minutes. You have 2 minutes.
I only need 30 seconds.
Give us 30 seconds.
Okay, Alexander the Great beats an army of 400,000 Babylonians with 40,000 people.
That's cool.
Because he's a master strategist.
Yeah.
Because he is Oda card, but because he is just that genius in terms of battlefield strategy. Right. So crazy. How do you do that? How does anyone do that? And the guy was 23.
Well, he had machine guns and they didn't. They just had bows and arrows and spears.
Right. True.
See, and that's how they won the war.
What's crazy is that the Babylonian nation.
You're past your 30 seconds.
I'm past my 30 seconds, but
listen, carry on.
To just riff on that, the Babylonians were probably more advanced than the Greeks at that time. Not in terms of strategy, apparently, but in terms of like
in terms of pure numbers they could sacrifice.
Well, in terms of like education and knowledge,
right.
And
I played Civilization 5.
Right, Babylonian's insane. I don't
know.
Anyways, but
Civ's a good game.
It'd be really cool.
You can be the Persians with their elephants. Oliphants. Okay, so thank you, Oton, for that.
Sorry,
that's fine. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Check it out. So, guys, if you have not yet, pre-order. By the way, little side note for you, okay? Slings and arrows. Where does it come from? The phrase slings and arrows.
I believe it comes from Hamlet, if I'm not mistaken.
You are correct.
Yeah. I don't remember Hamlet super well, but I believe I'm pretty sure it comes from.
It's like part of the to be or not to be. So it's like to be or not to be. That is the question. Have slings and arrows can bosom my bosom, like that. It's one of those kinds of things. In fact, if you saw my Instagram post, it has that in the audio. I like to use audio that is thematically appropriate with the vids that we're doing. Guys, we will see you in 30 minutes. We are going to do phone booth. We're going to find out who is the best fighter in the phone booth.
No more strategy. No more.
Guys, these games are fun.
They're really fun.
They are so fun.
It's so fun.
They're quick. There's no decision. It's just like bop, 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 bop. You just have two fighters. There's no maneuvering.
Yeah.
You were just smacking each other. I mean, you are maneuvering to get cards and stuff. We have narrowed it down to...
Is Tomoe in it?
She might be. We have to look at our fighters. We have narrowed it down to like 10 or so fighters. I don't remember what we have. Who will be the best in this version of the game. So that's going to be at 10 o'clock. So in 25 minutes, we'll see you guys there. Huge shout out again to the Crockpots, Romantic, Greg's, Lasinski, 619 Sports, Chick Charney, O-Town, Shy Guy for Smash. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for listening. Let me know what you guys think about Slings and Arrows. Are you guys excited for it in the comments? Who are you most excited for? Which character? Which play of those three do you know the most about? And do you know anything about them? Are you not excited? Were you not excited, but now you are because of my recaps? Because I'm telling you, I wasn't, and then I watched the movies and I'm like, this is going to be interesting.
Interesting topic for maybe another Captain's Log.
Okay.
More Slings and Arrows stuff. What plays do you wish they had done that they didn't do?
That would be very good. Yeah. Well, next one.
Next Captain.
Episode 9, Captain's Log. We will cover Queen Titania, Shakespeare, and plays that we wish they had done or hope that they will do.
Yeah, Shakespeare could be a whole thing now.
It's a whole world, a whole new world. Thank you guys for watching. As always, this is O-Town.
That's not. Whoa, threw me for a loop.
I'm adding you to the
Let's go.
He made it. So this is O-Town.
Are you proud of me, Mom?
I finally made it.
Look, Mom.
Now I forgot what I always say. What do I always say? This is your captain speaking.
This is your captain signing off.
As always, this is your captain signing off.
Guys, unsubscribe.